Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brad and Supercoach Pro. Today's video we are doing a round 19 Supercoach review. So we scored 2,350, which looks nice, but in terms of ranking, I actually slipped down another 19 spots. Still somehow top 1% in total score, so you'll take that. Similar to last year, although last year was top 1,000 for majority of the season and finished around 12 to 1,400, I think it was. So yeah, looking really familiar again this sort of season rank, and hoping to sort of bring it back the last month. Just don't have enough trades to do anything crazy. Not conceding defeat just yet. I do have a few sneaky plans I could do with the two trades. We might delve into that a little bit later. But yeah, starting in that back line, 97 from Sis, pretty underwhelming. Sort of hoping he'd be around his season average of that 113. And yeah, just didn't get there. He got scaled down with 3 or 4 points. He was on about 101, 102 post scaling, and yeah, it just is what it is from Sis, I guess. He was a bargain, and I picked him up for 460 something K in round 4 or 5. Dawson, yeah, a little bit disappointing also. Like, he's been playing forward a lot the last month. He takes a lot of marks around the ground, which helps you scoring, kicks a couple goals every now and then. But just, yeah, it goes missing for long periods of time. Similar to Crisp as well, same sort of thing. They just go missing for a long period of time. You watch a game and you're just like 7 minutes later, why hasn't he touched it? Then they go to bench and you're like, that was a waste of him being on the field. Doherty, 73, junk time disposals. He's probably feeling it from obvious reasons, as we know. Just good to see him back out there, really, to be honest. I kind of had a feeling this might happen at the end of the season. I just didn't want to go Sinclair because he's just been unproven, and Doc was proven in terms of Supercoach scoring. 76 to Short, played a tagging role on Brayshaw, and Richmond, as you know, we don't actually tag, so not sure if this is going to be a consistent thing. Would a bit worrying if it is, because, yeah, it's not good for his role at all. And I can leave him on my midfield bench and just leave his score because I'm not having him. This was the whole reason of bringing in May. We'll speaking about in a second. Crisp, 81, did some nice things off halfback when Maynard went down, but yeah, he's been a really bad pick in the last month as well. And if you had luxury trades and you could grab a Stewart for Crisp and Short to Sinclair, I'd be doing it by all means. May, I had 440k or 444k exactly, something like that, to pick a player. I was contemplating McDonald, but he has too many games where he can actually get 25 points for the game because he's on the best small forward. I wanted to go for a bit of an interceptor, so I was out of May and Harris Andrews to go big in the last month. Went May because Oliver went down also as I laid out. And yeah, took the punt on him. He's in 4% of sides. He was averaging 95 if you take out the concussion game up in Optus Stadium. I think it was against Freo at the time. And yeah, just bring him in. And it was a player I was speaking about post-buy after that injury to, he would be a sneaky option. And I actually ended up jumping on myself. So yeah, good little one. And where 65 was doing all right half time. And then, yeah, dropped off the face of the earth in the last half. It doesn't matter for me. Probably a good thing for me because it means people that, didn't have Hewitt didn't get kissed by another rookie this week, which was great. Don't know how Dacos went this week, but I'm sick of rookies getting kissed by super coaches and, you upgrade a premium team pretty quickly and then you just don't get rewarded for it. And yeah, the injuries just aren't coming and people burnt trades and haven't had trades since round 14 and are somehow still in the top 1,000. It's just nuts. Like, Supercoach isn't rewarding patience this year. It's just rewarding risk versus reward. And, it's something to think about next year. A bit sideways and just never makes sense. But people yet have done it. Finished their team with Bont, Himmelberg, players you kind of don't really expect and just staying in there every week. So something I'll really have to consider in my starting team is actually starting more risk like Witts, who's never averaged 100 before, but then averages 100 this year. So it's just been a crazy year for Supercoach. I finished top 1% last year. And I just feel like this year's been a lot harder to predict. And hopefully we go back to 30 trades because I think it'll help super coaches like me actually gain a bit of momentum going forward because we won't burn them as quickly as the other competition. Anyway, that was a bit of a side rant. Clary 96 dropped off. Obviously, that thumb was a bit sore. You could probably imagine. So he scored most of his points in the first half. Laird 140. I was a little bit worried that Ryan Clark might do a job on him, but he went to Brodie Smith instead, which is beautiful. Laird, so consistent. I love the pick. And he's probably been my best trade in since post buy. Miller 157. Consistent as always, especially in the last 3 weeks. And yeah, Neil 123, you take that for a mid, but you won't take a 95, a 97 for mids. So this is the second week in a row I've had 2 to 3 players in my mids just spudding it up, and yeah, it's just these guys turn again. So really disappointing there. Cogs 106, glad I never traded him out like some peanuts out there. And Cripps, you had to hold Cripps because Pitnate was named back in the side and Hewitt wasn't playing, so that was very obvious for me. So it'd be interesting to see if Hewitt comes back. I kind of hope he doesn't because I can actually cover him, and it means I'd get an advantage over the people that do not have trades, which would be nice. I sound a bit salty. It's because I am, to be honest. I'm just really frustrated with how my Supercoach is going. And Carroll Owens, I didn't see Carroll's VFL stats. I don't even know if he played. Owens did have 24 touches and 2 goals, so I think he would be named because Billings got injured in the Saints game, I think. And I reckon Ambrosios as well will get named because Redmond went down. I think he might have went to hospital. I can't remember. Maybe that was Maynard. But yeah, I reckon these two actually come back in, so that'd be a nice cover. Yeah, late in the season. Same with Teakle. He had some hitouts. I think he may have had a couple goals, so maybe he comes in this week against Collingwood Ruckman because they're playing Cox and Cameron, who segue. Cox is ruining Cameron's ruck hitouts. He's spending so much time in the ruck. Cameron's just playing forward now. I need to use a trade to actually get rid of him because I'm leaking points every week, and I feel like going down to one trade is fine with 4 weeks to go. But only issue is I can only really go to Rowan Marshall. So am I gaining 10 points a week and only gaining 40 points for the rest of the season because Marshall scored 86 against West Coast. So many dilemmas to really consider. And yeah, I went to VC on Darcy as a pod move. Nank and Soldo. Well, Nank's pretty hopeless as a tap ruckman, to be honest, and Soldo's good as a tap ruckman and not good around the ground. So I actually thought Darcy would go about 140 this week. And I got that wrong, but lucky Laird was there. Parker was good. Don't mind me. I'm just going to put my charger in while I still speak. 98, not bad from Parker there. Been pretty consistent since I brought him in for that for that high 400s. And yeah, Brodie, 95, started scoring a little bit better once Fife went down, and Fife is now going to miss the rest of the home and away season, So yeah, I think that's good if you hold Brodie, unless you went up to Bont. There's probably no other obvious choice. And yeah, Taranto, a bit of my pod pick for Degoe. He's been great. I think his 3-round average would have to be close to 100-ish. There was no one at the price at the point that I really liked at the time to actually grab him. A certain player, it was him or Bolton, and it seems like I've actually picked the right player for now, potentially. In his last 3, he scored 102. So you'll take that from a bit of a pod pick, and yeah, happy with that. Dunkley's useless, so don't even get me started on this. Really frustrating. Butters 106. And you're probably thinking, why didn't you put Hawkins on the field? So this is interesting. I actually play percentages a lot in Supercoach. Doesn't always pay off, obviously. Now, he's in 5% of sides. He has a tendency to have 50 scores in there or 140s. He has a few in-betweens, but I was kind of thinking in that game, on that fixture, I didn't have anything to really loophole. So I loopholed Heaney's 106, and of course I'm going to take a 106. So I was like, all right, who do I field from here? And I was confident Brodie, so against Richmond would score well, and he did. And I didn't think Dunkley would be my weakest link in that forward line. So I thought Butters would outscore Hawkins, and he almost did. At quarter time, Butters was on fire. Hawkins was only on 24. And Hawkins ended up being the difference in that game. So, yeah, kind of sucks that it happened that way, because if I had a crystal ball, I could have gained myself an extra 70 points and been scoring 2-4 something, and I probably would have went up in rank and probably been in that top 1200, I reckon. But yeah, we didn't do that, and yeah, it's super disappointing. So what we do from here is interesting, because I don't think I can handle watching Darcy Cameron anymore. Up until 3 weeks ago, he was flying in terms of my super coach. We've just missed out because he didn't score well enough to grab Witts, Gawn. I could grab... I don't know which ruckman got injured. I think Stanley got injured. So Stanley's long-term injury is a thing. I might be very tempted to go Mark. I do not know how to say his surname. I'm not even going to try, because you would think, yep, he's definitely done VCAL. So it's something I could look at, or the other option is Rowan Marshall, who was sick leading up into the game apparently, had a couple negative COVID tests, so I understand his scoring was pretty average for a West Coast game, I suppose. Bailey J. Williams scored 90 on him, so you know you're feeling sick when that happens. His last four, he's got McAvoy, Markey, McInerney, and Hickey, I assume. So, or Adams, depending who's not injured that week. So, yeah, I could go him or old mate. It just depends on Stanley's injury, I guess. And I don't mind it either. It's a bit of a pod thing. He'll be up against English this week. He's in 4% of size, so he'll make me or break me. Then he'll be up against Marshall, Witts, and whoever's fit in that West Coast game, maybe Nick Nat. But here's something I could really look at. I only want to use one trade this week, and I'm just going to do it, because if you're not first, you're last. Sometimes in this, especially in this format, like, I may as well just take the risk and try to get, as high as I can by risking it, instead of just holding and getting out to 5k and then finishing with a bad rank. So, not that 5k is a bad rank, I just hate seeing a slip, and I just feel like I'm doing that. If I was a team right now, I'd feel like I'm actually running Richmond right now. And ironic, because I support them. And hopefully this season we don't finish 9th, because I don't want to hear that. Anyway, that's a different story. We can't even win games at the moment. So, yeah, this week going into it, VC and C, it just really depends on your options. I mean, my loophole, I'm assuming, is going to be Carroll. I think Tickle might get names, plus Carroll's the last one. So if I'm going into it, I'm probably just VCing Darcy, or I VC Mills. Mills' scoring history against Giants isn't great, so I'd almost rather go Darcy. But I'd kind of rather go to Mills, because he's got the ceiling to do so. So maybe we go Mills into Laird, because Mills is a pod. So is Darcy. But Mills has a really high ceiling. He's scored a 167, a 214 in there. He's got a 138 against Doggies there. It's at the SCG. So what's his SCG scoring like this year? 147, 130, 139, 60, 167, 117, 86, 138. I think it really just depends on role. If he's playing mid, is he playing behind the ball? So maybe roll the die. Giants have nothing really to play for this season. No disrespect to them. But we do something like that. Now, probably going to have to field Hawkins, because I feel silly for not actually even contemplating him this week. Just gone. But the problem is Hamilton's my loophole player, so I can't even do that, because Butters only plays half an hour difference. I'd literally have to do something like this. Watch Butters doesn't get injured in the first quarter or something stupid. If Butters is on less than 15, run Dunkley, and I hate Dunkley. I don't know. I think I'd be more confident running Butters over Dunkley and leaving Dunkley as my emergency and hoping Dunkley doesn't go 130 and I'm just look like an idiot. So that's how I feel like my team should go in the round. Obviously, depending on Hewitt's status, I'd prefer to leave Jaden Short on the bench. He can be my emergency. I'm not sure I can loophole his score. No, I can't. But that is how I think I'd run my side if I do decide that way. Maybe I leave. I don't really got a player I can really run Short score into. Anyway, I'm going to have to think about it a bit more. I could actually do it the other way. So I could actually go Crisp. If Crisp scores well, I could loophole that and sort of pick a midfielder. I don't know. DPP helps this side of the year, and there's so many things I can do on my side. I optimize my side, see what my side says to do, and just, go from there. I don't know how I'm meant to VC Neil into Laird. That doesn't make sense. That is stupid. Do not press optimize for anything. Don't even look at trade assist. Like, let's see how stupid trade assist is. Oh yeah, because I'm definitely. Oh man, Supercoach is so stupid. Is this controlled by a 4-year-old? Not that all 4-year-olds are stupid, but seriously. That's different, but I wouldn't do it because you're only getting. I'm wasting 130k. I'd rather get 2 form primos. Anyway, point is, moral of the story: do not use optimize sometimes, majority of the time, and never use trade assist. So, yeah, hopefully Hewitt gets named. 2 trades left. See how we go. Bit of a rant in this video, as per usual, I guess. This time of year, super coaches like yourself and myself get a little bit frustrated. Things don't go your way, and I generally feel like a coach right now. So, anyway, I'm just kidding. There's the beanie hair. Have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next. Yep.